Explained by the Billy Meier contacts. Mysteries, myths, legends, conspiracy theories, historical inaccuracies, and more. Compiled by David Chance, revised October 18, 2023.
Cetacean Stranding, whale, dolphin beachings, animal suicide. Contact Report 827.
And everything is effectively ruined by overpopulation. Nature fights back and puts women into an inability to conceive or give birth, while men succumb to impotence, just as otherwise animals and creatures etc. kill themselves in groups, such as throwing themselves to their deaths over rocks in packs etc., or water creatures roll onto the beaches and die. But human beings do not understand why these natural creatures do this, and seek to save them, however, which in their own way seek to regulate their population.
Contact Report 856.
From the annals I have read that you and my father, which I have known for a long time, and furthermore you have spoken to Quetzal about it, as he told me, have observed at various times in the future how wild animals will attack Earth's human beings, and aquatic creatures will do the same, which will claim human lives. It is also written in the annals that animals and creatures will throw themselves into abysses and thus kill themselves, sometimes even in herds, like water creatures that throw themselves onto the beaches on the shore to perish. And all this will result when the earthly population of the world exceeds its measure, whereby my father explains in his annals that he is referring to the excess, and thus to overpopulation. It is also—
Yes, I remember that. And we ourselves saw a large herd of cattle in Africa throw themselves over a rock face, wildebeest or something. Svath explained at the time that this happened because there were too many human beings, precisely where the animals were at home. So even then it was like a kind of overpopulation of human beings, which drove the animals to death, because somehow they could not cope with the mass of humanity. And the same kind of thing has happened several times since then, I know. Also with regard to aquatic life, Svath explained that various, and that is to say whole swarms and herds, would kill themselves again and again in the future all over the world by throwing themselves on the sand dunes of the beaches and dying. But this would be as a result of the waters being polluted and poisoned. He explained that especially rubbish of all kinds would drive the water creatures to death, but also poisons of all kinds that will devastatingly poison the waters. He said, according to his research, that the poisons would affect the brains of the aquatic creatures and in some cases severely damage them, so that they would practically commit suicide because they would realize this themselves.
Chakras. Contact Report 216.
The cosmic electromagnetic life energy is the creation-given energy, and is, in fact, also the actual existing energy of creation, which is also called Ur energy, and which is also given in all life forms, as well as in every spirit form of a conscious or instinct conscious form. This life energy, which we refer to in our language by the specific designation of Qing, is a constant flux from the universe that, through the energy lines, that is to say energy channels which we designate as Sananta, and thus conductive channels, flows through the body of each life form, so also in humans. The Chinese designations for these forms represent their own formulations from the Chinese language and, therefore, have nothing in common with our ancient traditional terms that still trace back to Henuk's language. The life energy of an electromagnetic and cosmic nature, which we also call active energy, flows similar to flowing waters, but through a form of certain energy channels through the entire body of every single life form, and indeed, no matter what genus and species. These energy channels, that is to say Sananta or conductive channels, pervade the entire body of every life form, So humans as well as animals, fish, insects, birds and plants, and even microbes, bacilli and viruses, which means that actually every life form possesses them. The cosmic electromagnetic life energy flows in a person in certain channels that are given for this, which we, as already explained, refer to as sananta. On the sanantas are the acupuncture centers or acupuncture points, through which the cosmic electromagnetic life energy arrives at the body's surface. But the acupuncture nodes have nothing to do with the so-called chakras, which only correspond to an illusory form.